But I do want to ask you guys about what it's interesting to me anyway, because I'm learning about all this. And I think I personally feel that I'm very advantageous in the fact that like I knew nothing about like before I started this, I knew nothing about you guys. I knew nothing about the local music scene, the comedy scene, and I'm very much an outsider, kind of like learning to peer in and see what's going on, who's who, and like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And everything is so interconnected here. Mm-hmm. Like the bands all know each other. It's true. They all collaborate in one way or another. Like they all run in the same circles. They all go drink at the same bars. Like it's interesting. It doesn't surprise me because of just how Albuquerque is, right? It doesn't fucking surprise. Like it's funny. I'll have people either follow the podcast or I'll follow like you guys or other bands here. And then when I go see those profiles on my personal page, it's like followed by like all these other fucking people that I know, right? Yep. And so are there any bands that you guys like look up to that you're like, okay, we want to emulate what they're doing in a certain way? Or maybe there's other bands that are like, we've actually been able to help them out in one way or another.
I look up to Red Light Cameras. They're the best band in the city.
I just saw them a couple days ago, and
they're amazing.
Good Christ.
Bro. Yes. So
they are so good.
I'm gonna say that now. Amazing.
Good Christ. You have to have them on. They're sick.
Amanda is like for sure the best front person in
whole band
for sure the state. Sure. But I mean, she's one of the best I've ever seen. Like her interaction, just her passion that she puts into each show. But yeah, the Red Lights. They have like their whole show where it's all originals. They don't do any cover. Sometimes they'll do a cover, but they'll do all their original songs, and every single one of them's a fucking bop. And their live performance,
their live energy's stupid.
So I'd say I look up to them a lot for sure.
And the Rhythms helped put us on for sure. Yeah. So big shout out to the Rhythms. Those guys are super fucking cool.
They're the first guys that kind of like take us under their wing, pretty much, like
and
Miles.
The Rhythms crowd loves, like, I mean, the Rhythms niche, those guys, they fucking pack the house when they play.
Oh, yeah. Especially like 420 shows.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
You can't see, like, 2 feet in front of you without
Rhythms have a couple good bops, too.
I'll be at y'all's 420 show, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but when we first started, I mean, the Rhythms, they got us the show at Launchpad, I think, like the first one to play with them, and they kind of just took us up. They really liked our music, and we fit well playing with them, too, even though they are reggae.
And when was this?
2020, I think, right? When the Rhythms?
Probably.
So like just as everything is starting to like open back up.
They I don't know how they heard us or what, but they really took us in.
The Rhythms hooked us up with the bands that we played with for our first out-of-state show in Arizona.
Oh, true.
It was funny because we drove down to Arizona listening to the podcast with Nick and Leroy. But yeah, that was our first out-of-state show, and that was fucking cool.
Briefly, how was that? How was it playing for the? I meant to ask you that way earlier.
Yeah.
How was that experience finally going out of New Mexico?
And I got so fucking drunk out there.
Oh, we have some stories, bro. We have some stories.
I got lost.
Johnny got lost. He showed up like in the middle. He was wandering the desert, and he just shows up
like
to the
vagabond.
fucking. Yeah, he just shows up to the motel at 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, we were all at the bar.
No one knew where Johnny was. All night.
And then the show's over. Like we were going to stay for the other band. We all got super drunk, so we're like, oh, let's just go hit Tucson, like the town of Tucson. Let's go see what's good. My phone dies like halfway through the night. It's like 12 in the morning. These guys leave. And I go to the bathroom or something, and like my phone's dead. They're gone, and I'm just like out on the streets of Tucson.
Leroy said, "You said to leave."
and Leroy left. I was supposed to catch I had a flight the same time as Leroy. We have beef right now. We have a little bit of beef.
I was in the bed next to them, so we all slept in the same room.
We had a flight at 7 in the morning. Leroy and I both had that.
I heard all of this.
And Leroy, like the whole night, Leroy's like, we're going to keep each other accountable. I was like, please wake me up because I know I'm going to be drunk. Leroy does not put a bit of effort into waking me up. I missed my flight. He can't miss his flight. No.
You were asleep. I heard the story. So Leroy's
alarm shakes me like once.
Yeah, that's true. Leroy's alarm's going off at we were out till 3 in the morning getting drunk.
Right.
And Leroy's alarm.
Well, it's going off for a half hour. Leroy lets his alarm go off for 30 fucking minutes.
I'm so tired. I thought I was dreaming.
Dude, yeah. The amount of times I've been so tired and then my alarm starts playing and I'm like, dream me is dancing to the alarm.
Yeah. It's a song. It's not annoying. Bang, bang, bang. It's a nice little song that he knows.
Yeah, like I'm not going to wake up to that.
Me and Nevin are sharing a bed, and Johnny and Leroy were sharing a bed. And so I'm asleep. Me and Nev are on that bed, and I just hear all of a sudden, oh, fuck, God damn it. Oh, fuck. It's Leroy. Because, like, he missed his alarm. And so he gets up, and then he just, like, scrumbles around and finds his pants. And he goes, and he shakes Johnny. He goes, hey. He's all, we got to go. The Uber's on the way to the airport. And Johnny gets up. He, like, sits up. I see it. And Johnny goes, all right, sounds good. And then Johnny crashes. And Leroy
he just leaves. He just leaves.
Leroy fucking leaves. He gets in the Uber, and Johnny's just passed out. And I thought I was dreaming, so I didn't wake up or nothing.
I wake up like a few hours later. The sun's just like beaming into the hotel.
Johnny gets up and goes. I saw the sun,
and I immediately shut up. I'm like, oh,
no.
Fuck.
Johnny goes, fuck this guy. He goes, I'm going to fucking kill him.
I was so mad. Oh, my God. It was such a messy morning for me.
Yep.
Luckily, Nevin and Zach like didn't drive back yet, and so I was just at the airport, and I was like, I missed my flight, guys. Like, meet me at this like bar. Get some fucking mimosas and some brunch. And please,
with us?
Alcohol is what started this issue, so we might as well keep.
I was
drinking.
Like, I'm hungover. I need mimosas now.
It was cool to be like our first time out of state, though. It felt like popping that cherry a little bit. You know? I mean, it was like, hey, we're here. We did it.
Well, so, what I get told by musicians is like, yeah, you can put all the music you want, but like going out, like touring in the city you live in, that's great. That's awesome, playing shows. Yeah. But like actually going out and, you know, showing it to a brand new state, a brand new audience of people. Did you see your growth start to track a little better?
No. But it was still worth it.
We only played one show.
We had a crowd. We had a great crowd there.
Yeah. And that's what I'm getting to is like, how do you measure whether or not, because it's not inexpensive to go out and do that.
And we rented a U-Haul. And
shit.
We had to load up all our shit. I mean, there's 6 of us, you know?
Right, yeah. So like, how do you measure whether or not that was worth it?
We had to break the curse of being stuck in Albuquerque.
Yeah, true.
We didn't give a shit. We were like, we got to get out. Because we had a couple out-of-state shows that had gotten canceled.
So you let your ego take over.
No, it kind of felt like, hey.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, though, because I am born and bred here in Albuquerque, and I love the community, and I've met some great people here, and I love my friends that I have here.
Right.
But dog, like...
Yeah,
it's not the best place to be in.
No.
And I really do believe that regardless of what a bunch of old heads and what a bunch of other people that are in the entertainment industry for so long have to say, like, no, you need to stay here and grow the whatever. Like, no, how about this? How about we fucking leave?
Conquer new lands, baby.
Yeah, how about we leave? Do what we got to take care of business, and then we come back to Albuquerque
like going
and
back
help out the community.
When we're talking about setting goals, our goal was to get out of state for this year. We had to at least do, you know, because we played for a day. Like we had to just do it.
We've played everywhere in Albuquerque, basically.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm not saying that like.
Have you played a Sletta?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we have technically not
the big stage, but we played the VIP room for Maroon 5.
You only were attached to Maroon 5. That's a fucking accomplishment.
We didn't get to meet them.
We didn't get to meet them. Or nothing.
You got to say you opened for Maroon 5. I say we opened
Maroon 5.
Yeah, that's what you get to say.
In the VIP section.
Maroon 5. Maroon 5 opened for us.
Hey, you know what? The VIP section's got a great bar. All right?
Yeah, right. We found that out the hard way.
I was just there for Knot Fest a few months ago, so they got a great fucking bar. But anyway.
Honestly, though, like going to Arizona, it could have gone so much lamer. Like, even to go open a show in Arizona, we got to think when you're opening, we're playing at like 6:30 or 7. And like, so a lot of people aren't in the bar yet. You know what I mean? And even still, we had a good crowd.
Yeah.
And they were having fun. And when Ocean Avenue kicked in, and then some of our 20-something.
It wasn't a bad venue either. Like, the venue was huge. They had a really nice stage.
How many people do you think
Sister Bar.
were sitting there about the time you guys were playing?
I would
about
say
70.
About 60, 70.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and we got followers out of it.
Yeah.
You know, so it was definitely
people were having fun at the show. They're dancing. So.
And we made contact with the bands
psychologically,
out
I felt like we stepped up.
Yeah.
Okay. What you just say that again, because that's important.
Yeah. So we made contacts with the bands out there, like
Desert Fish.
They're
ZZ
a badass band.
They are fucking crazy.
They just played the Viper Room in Hollywood.
Oh wow!
Oh, dude,
on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, no, I know where that's at. Oh yeah.
I readjusted my guitar practice routine after that show.
No shit.
They were fucking crazy. So we open and like, okay, there's a stereotype with reggae bands, right? Like they all sound the same. They all just play the same kind of upbeat shit, right? Well, okay, exactly right. Majority is kind of like
reggae,
that, right?
Yeah.
So we open for Desert Fish and ZZ Killy. And Desert Fish goes on right after us. And they're like a mix of like reggae, metal, and pop. But perfectly. They were fucking
Their guitar
killing
player
it.
was
They even did a pop punk
shredded.
song.
Yeah.
Dude, every single song they did was
They were
Really?
tight and dirty. And I mean, the crowd, it was filled up. It was like Marble when we play. It was like, and people were going nuts. And a lot of them it was basically all originals.
Wow.
And I was
No
like,
shit.
God damn.
Hey, if you spilled, you're good, dude. Don't even fucking worry
wiped
about
it
it.
with the sleeve.
We got paper towels and shit.
He's
No,
got a
we're
soggy
good.
sleeve now.
I remember,
Yeah, no, I appreciate the effort, but no, we're good.
but no, it was just dope to open for those guys. You know what I mean? We're going to play with them again here soon. It was sick. Oh, a band that's coming that we're going to play with again. We played with a band called Sunfish. Were you at that show? It was
Lot of
Launchpad
fish.
show.
Out of Utah, right?
Yeah, out of Utah.
Because I saw you guys in Launchpad in December.
Yeah, it might have been a little before that. They opened up for us. at
I've seen you
Launchpad.
guys play twice. So
Okay.
that Marble, because I was supposed to watch you guys
Inside Out. That
at
first
Inside
night got
Out,
rained out. Yeah.
but it got rained out, and then showed up to Marble, and then Launchpad.
Marble went hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you got to see us at Marble instead of Launchpad.
Real quick, going back to Tucson, let me tell you about Zach. So Zach, as soon as we're driving his truck, right?
Hey, David.
And Zach, he's all, I don't want to drive. And so we're like, fine, okay. So it's me, Leroy, and Zach. And so Leroy takes the first shift, drives 3 hours. I take the second shift. And so we finally, we just get into Tucson, and Zach, wakes up from the back seat. He goes,
I hate it.
what the fuck is this place? He goes, I
Immediately just
fucking
bad
hate
mood.
Tucson. Obviously, he doesn't hate it, but he put on this, he went into an actor mode.
Yeah.
And just put on this face where he was like, I fucking hate everything going on right now. And yeah, he kept that vibe the whole trip until we left.
I remember he walked in the hotel room. He goes, I fucking hate it here. Zach's
Just
fucking
like,
crazy.
Tucson's a great place. I don't know what Zach was thinking. He was putting on an act.
For our first out of state show to have 60, 70 people as the openers though was dope.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
went
like,
well.
okay, fuck yeah.
We could have
didn't
played
come
in
out here
some
for 5
shitty
people.
dive bar or something,
Yeah.
but we played a great venue, and it was worth it, honestly, going
and
out.
we didn't have any big problems or nothing. We played a good show.
We paid for our gas coming
Yeah.
there and back, so couldn't complain about that.
Broke even.
Broke even.
Take it as a win.
Fuck it, and I think that's important though that you bring up that you made connections with the bands out there.
And the venues.
And the manager, too.
Good. Okay, I was about to ask about that. If you got in with the managers or the owners of the venue, because they will rebook you.
Right.
And they'll keep bringing you back. Because I forget which one of you guys fucking said it, but it's that you guys sell beer very well.
Oh, yeah.
And
We
that's
do.
why Marvel just keeps having you come back because you guys pack the fuck out of Marvel.
So speaking of that, Marble was badass this year, and since we have a rapport with them now,
Yeah.
they booked us out all their best dates for this whole year. So it's 420, Marble Fest, all that kind of cool
Nice.
shit. So we have so many good Marble Friday, Saturday
Yeah.
shows. It's
And
gonna
we
be awesome.
love Marble, but now we can't play because we've played there enough. We can't play with the other bands. We can't play with Red Lights. We can't play with Mangoes. I guess because it's too big of hard hitters in the same night.
It'll get too packed.
Right. Yeah. So they want to spread that. So it's gonna be us one weekend, Mangoes the next week, and then Red Lights the next weekend.
Isn't that crazy? From a year ago or 2 years ago, when we couldn't even get into Marble.
You leveling up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like what we do well is what you're saying. We do to drink beer. We go and hang out at the bars and stuff after. And I feel like that's just part of, the show too.
Yeah.
We have to go, we mingle with our fans.
Yes.
I listen to Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, their podcast a lot, Two Bears, One Cave. And Bert Kreischer was talking about, and I want to take this and it's kind of what we do already, but he was saying that when he first started out in comedy, he would do a show and then go back to he still does it. He goes to the bar and just buys rounds for people, and he keeps people there because they're buying more drinks. He wants people there, and then he gets paid for the amount of drink sales. I was like, that's genius. That's fucking genius. You're mingling with your fans
And
also
paid
getting
more.
those sales too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so smart of what he
and
does.
we just do that because we like to hang out with
Yeah.
people
Yes,
it's
after.
fun.
Because people are like, "Oh, that was so fun," and we're like, "Sweet,
Let's
that
get
was
some
fun for us
shots."
too."
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say it because I think the first time you and I talked about getting you guys on the podcast, we were taking a piss in the urinal.
Yeah, at Inside Out.
yeah.
We were gonna play that night.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where you have your most intimate
Oh, yeah.
conversations.
It was
at the
just all
urinal
eye
with
contact,
another
we're all-
man. Oh yeah.
You want to get on this podcast?
Why am I peeing better now? What the fuck? But no, it's funny you bring that up though, is because that is exactly what one of the big. Personally, I think the best comedian here, Robert Gibson, Buck D. He told me that when I had him on, was that the key to success, whether you're a comedian or a musician, especially here in Albuquerque with how tight knit the community is stick around after your fucking show. Oh, yeah. He goes, for a comedian, like specifically, be there early so you can say hi to people, so you know that when you go up on stage, you tell dick jokes and you say racial slurs, say all this stuff, that they know it's an act. Yeah. But then when you get off, talk to the audience that just paid their fucking hard-earned money.
Yeah, exactly.
To come say what's up.
And we know that, like, we're grateful for that. We're like, we know people could do anything tonight. We're just a local band
They are
right
choosing.
Now.
I am choosing on Saturday night to fucking watch you guys.
You know, like, but we know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like, this is sick. Like, people are paying. Sometimes it's like a $10, $15 cover.
Right.
Like, people are paying their money from work to come watch a show.
To be frank, that's how I feel about fucking doing this. Is you guys could be spending the last hour and a half doing whatever the fuck you want to do. You'd be taking a nice nap.
You know why we like to come on your podcast? Because you actually, like, come to the shows, you know about us, you know about the people you interview, or you do some research.
Like, I do my best.
Yeah, but it's not like you're just like trying to get people on so you can spit out another episode. Like, you actually like have conversations and know.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Well, because I've hit that wall a couple of times, where I'm like, well, fuck, there's not an episode coming out this week. Like, this person canceled, or we couldn't do it because my schedule got fucked up, or whatever it is. It's like, okay, no, I'll go like for a dark week where there's and I'll try to put out like a reel or whatever kind of bullshit. I suck at social media. Like, I'll try to put something out, but I'd rather go dark for a week and there be a 2-week gap than I just consistently stick to a schedule. And even if a fifth of that is bullshit, that makes me look bad. And then inherently, like, because if I'm super selfish when it comes to this. I'll be honest. Like, I am very selfish. Like, I don't, because I've it's not like left and like I'm swatting people away, but there's been like one or two where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, not because I think they're bad people or because I don't like their messages. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah. And that's fair.
And
I don't fake.
I don't know how to, like, especially in a long form conversation like this, I don't know how to fucking lie for that long.
Yeah.
Like, I can't keep up the facade of, oh, well, how did you do that? Like, I don't know how to do that.
Well, that's good on you, though, too, because, like...
But that's why it feels authentic.
The guests, yeah, I feel like they'll be able to pick up on that you're kind of just, like, bullshitting with them about, you know, what they're interested in. But, like, with us, like, you know what we do. You know, it's really comfortable.
Like,
so
you
do a great job at it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We fucking had an after party together last show.
Dude,
it was fun, man.